Here's the law of averages, right? 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,010 square feet, 1.5 million is the average sales price on LBI. Okay, so follow me here. Here's a comp. A comp is a comparable home that just recently sold. Okay, 225 North 14th Street, so right around the corner, just sold for $999,000. You've got a $599,000 house, right, in Surf City. You've got a comp. Here's a comp. That's the sale price we're going to go ahead and look for. $1 million, right? That's going to be the conservative number. Here's what we can ultimately shoot for, but this is going to be based off of what actually just sold. And so can we get this house up here to look and mimic this? So how do you do that? You would need an extra 400 square feet, right? Okay, because that'll get you to 1,160 square feet. So we need an extra 400 square feet. How do we do that? We build a floor. Like, how do we add value to this? So we can do one thing. We can add one floor, okay? And so when we add a floor, we probably can double this and actually get closer to 1,500 square feet, all right? So let's just call it 1,500 square feet, right? It'd actually be 1,520, right, if we doubled it. Okay, so let's just actually double it. We'll do one story above. We'll call it 1520. Now, this is in an ideal world, right? So we should be able to add another 2 bedrooms and at least another 1 bathroom, right? Okay. Ideally, we want to squeeze another full bathroom or another half bathroom, right? Because today people want a master with an ensuite. So can we add a half bath or full bath, right? Ideally, we want to budget for this if we can. If there's in the layout, can we do it? But just based off of doubling this, we should be able to get to here. So that'd be 2 bedrooms, right? Additional, so 4 bedrooms total, okay? 2 bathrooms and 1,520 square feet. So now we've got an additional 1 bedroom from here, and we have the same amount of bathrooms, and we have additional square footage. So you better believe that we should be able to get this all day, every day, if not more money. Oh, and we do have to raise, right? Because this was raised to have more of an apples to apples, okay? So what is that going to cost us, right? Here's the tricky part. Right? What is it going to cost to add an additional 760 square feet? So my contractor, friends and clients, don't crucify me. If anything, maybe add some input to the video below. But at $200 a square foot, right, adding an additional story should be about $150,000. Okay? So there's $150,000, right? That's to add 1 story. Okay? And that's ultimately to hopefully add in the 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and the additional floor above, right? And you've also got your roof line, yada, yada, yada. So, so we're looking at about 150. Now this number is most likely going to be higher, not lower, okay? But we're just going to, again, rough math here, 150. Okay, so that takes away adding in the floor, gives you 2 bedrooms and the 1 additional bathroom. Here's where you're going to most likely need to budget for more. I'm going to say you're going to be looking at about $100,000. Okay, that's for the raise. Okay, could be, I would not say minus, could most likely be 125. It could also be, 150 depending on what you end up doing there, right? Because if you enclose the bottom and do, a garage underneath an enclosure, then you're going to get up there. So this actually had an open, so you had the exposed pilings below, okay? So again, if we're going comp for comp, we're not going to enclose the garage space underneath. You could. Again, we're going comp for comp. We're going to try and save money, be conservative here. So that is going to be $250,000. All right, so that is your reno budget, okay? So if we ended up spending the full amount, giving them what they wanted, so call it $600,000, right? So that's the cost of acquisition. That's the buy. okay? And our budget now is, and that's without a contingency budget, gets our all-in number at 850,000, right? So if we came to market at $1 million, would that be a great deal? We wanted to do 70% of this, right? So spot 70 is what we want our all-in number to be. So technically, conservatively, we want to be all in at $700,000. Okay? So we're actually $150,000 over budget. So this is more so about 85%. Okay? And some people have no problem. Hey, I'm going to make $150,000 on this, right? After all said and done, I'm probably going to make more because ultimately it's going to go for over $1 million, but worst case scenario, it sells for $1 million, right? After I pay out commissions, my closing costs, is it really worth it, okay? Because now you're no longer making $150. So that's what you really have to think about. And that's why this 70% really comes into play, right? Because after commissions, right? After closing costs, okay, on a $1 million property, you know, you're going to be looking at probably netting closer to about $940,000, right? So that's actually only $90,000 of profit. Now you're like, oh, only 90,000, right? So 90K profit. And to me, I think that's worst case scenario because again, you've got apples to apples, you've got a better house. So this house should sell for more. But again, if we want to play conservatively, all right, you're looking at $90,000 of profit. So it depends on how much of your own money. So here's where the cash on cash scenario comes into play, right? Did you finance most of this? You know, if you only had to come up with $90,000 and you made $90,000 on your $90,000, okay, so now you've got the basically you made 100% cash on cash. So with that said, in this example, is that worth it? Now, how long is it going to take, right, to raise and renovate? And so that's another question you have to ask yourself. Time. So in this marketplace, everything is taking longer, right? And it's harder to get product and things are getting delayed. So, you know, this could be a 4 to 6 month project. This could be a 6 to 8 month project. This could be, you know, doomsday scenario, not even doomsday scenario, you know, a potentially, I don't even want to say worst case, but potentially worst case scenario could be a year out. So now, is it worth it to you to tie up 90K to make $90,000 in a year? Most people are going to say yes all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So, you know, with that said, these are just some of the things that you have to figure out. 90,000, if you do that, you know, divided by 12, right? You're looking just over $7,000 a month, right? So anyone, you know, coming in, and if this is your full-time renovating, well, maybe $7,000 a month isn't a lot, but if you're doing 2 or 3 of those at any given time, okay, now you're $14,000 to $21,000 a month. So with that said, these are some of the numbers, these are some of the ideas that you have to think about, but a great example video for them to actually base their financial decision, their investment decision off of. But you've got a great comp that sold this January, if I'm not mistaken, mid or end of January of this year, so still very fresh, right around the corner, street over, and you know, eerie to this, you can make this house, and there's definitely meat on that bone. So I hope this helps. I'll see you guys on the next one.